Hey all, this is Rohit from Testing Jobs, and I welcome to all to this session on top automation testing real-time interview questions which was asked in the recent time. Automation testing is a full-fledged career nowadays in the software industry. Automation testing professionals work in continuity with the development team to deliver the project on deadlines, which has brought several advantages and offers a lucrative career for modern age professionals. Here are the top 40 automation testing interview questions you must know before going for your next interview to ace your automation testing interview in one go. First interview question is, can you brief me about yourself? Answer: Hi, my name is Madhin. I started my career as a testing executive for 0.5 years back with Infosys. Currently I am working as test engineer. My responsibility is to understand business requirement specification and high-level scenarios and to convert them into test cases and automation scripts if required. Execution of test cases and reporting of defect to the developer if there are any and get them fixed. I have experience on functional, automation, regression, smoke, sanity, web accessibility, web analytics, mobile testing. In my previous project, I have worked on automation testing where we have used Selenium with Java and testing Cucumber framework for BDD approach. We have used page object model where we have separated our test cases with page objects and we performed testing on the same. For build management tool we are using Maven. For version controlling we are using Git, and for automating our jobs for nightly run or any schedule we are using Jenkins. For defect management and test case management we have used Jira, TestRail and HPALM. I have worked on tools like BrowStack, Divisionware, ToadSchool. I am working on agile environment. We have daily stand-up call and we have 2-week sprint cycle. I am part of 8-member team out of which we are 3 tester, 2 DEV, 1 manager, 1 scrum master. Second interview questions is, tell me your day-to-day activities as QA. First thing I do after login in my system, I check the active sprint in Jira for our project code. There I can see my assigned open tasks. After that, I will check my mail if there is any important mail I need to take action on. Then we have our daily scrum meeting where we used to tell our previous day actions, what we did, what we are planning for today, and if we have any blocker to discuss. Product owner and scrum master help us to resolve the blocker. After that, I need to take the pending task and do needed action, whether creating test, case, execution, defect retesting if any. Third interview question, do you have created framework from scratch or you have maintained that? If we have created, explain it or else answer this. I have not created framework from scratch by myself, but yes, I was part of framework creation and created some part of it. Interview question 4, how much you rate yourself in Java out of 10? Answer, out of 10, I will rate myself 6 in Java as QA, automation engineer. Interview question 5, can you tell me OOPS concepts and relate it with your framework? Answer, we have polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation and abstraction in OOPS. So, we will start with data abstraction. Data abstraction means to handle complexity by hiding unnecessary details from the user. In Java, abstraction is achieved by interfaces and abstract classes. We can achieve 100% abstraction using interfaces. In Selenium, WebDriver itself acts as an interface. Consider the below statement. WebDriver driver equals new Chrome driver. We initialize the Chrome browser using Selenium WebDriver. It means we are creating a reference variable of the interface and creating an object. Here WebDriver is an interface and Chrome driver is a class. We can apply data abstraction in a Selenium framework by using the page object model design pattern. We define all our locators and their methods in the page class. We can use these locators in our tests, but we cannot see the implementation of their underlying methods. So we only show the locators in the tests but hide the implementation. This is a simple example of how we can use data abstraction in our automation framework. Encapsulation is defined as the wrapping up of data under a single unit. It is the mechanism that binds together code and the data it manipulates. Encapsulation can be achieved by declaring all the variables in the class as private and writing public methods in the class to set and get the values of variables. All the classes in an automation framework are an example of encapsulation. In page object model classes, we declare the data members using it find by and initialization of data members will be done using constructor to utilize those in methods. Inheritance is the mechanism in Java by which one class is allowed to inherit the features, fields, and methods of another class. We can apply inheritance in our automation framework by creating a base class to initialize the WebDriver interface, browsers, waits, reports, logging, and then we can extend this base class and its methods in other classes like tests or utilities. This is a simple example of how we can apply inheritance in our framework. Polymorphism allows us to perform a single action in different ways. In Java, polymorphism can be achieved by two ways. Method overloading. When there are multiple methods with same name but different parameters, then these methods are said to be overloaded. Methods can be overloaded by change in number of arguments or in change in type of arguments. In Selenium automation, implicit wait is an example of method overloading. In implicit wait, we use different timestamps such as seconds, minutes, hours. Method overriding. It occurs when a derived class has a definition for one of the member functions of the base class. The base function is said to be overridden. In Selenium automation, method overriding can be achieved by overriding any WebDriver method. For example, we can override the Findlement method in assertion we have used overload, because in assertion we used to like asset, true actual, expected, and second time we can use same assert, true actual, expected, message. Next question is how can you use interface and how it is different from abstract class. Abstract class may have abstract and concrete methods, and there is not any compulsion in adding abstract method in abstract class, but in interface we do have only abstract methods and we don't need to write abstract keyword in interface. This is by default public and abstract. Next question is what do you mean by static keyword in Java? Static means it is at class level, not at instance level. We have static method, static variable, and static inner class. When we have any variable is static, so it will remain same for all the instance of our classes. And static or private or final methods can't be overridden, like if we have initialized any method as static, so we cannot override it in any child class. How to call static method and variable in Java? Answer: direct calling, calling by class name. Next question is can I access static method by using object reference? Answer: yes, we can, but we got one warning that you need to access it via direct or by class name. How to call non-static method and variable in Java? Answer: for calling non-static method we need to create object first. Means to call a non-static method or access a non-static variable in Java, you need to create an instance of the class that contains those methods or variables. Once you have an object of that class, you can use the dot operator to invoke the method or access the variable through that object. This is because non-static members belong to the instance of the class, not to the class itself.